You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, I have got your early edition spoilers for January 13th through the 17th. New girl Daphne is going to tempt Carter, and Steffy Forrester is returning to Forrester Creations. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we are going to talk about all this. If you're not following us, please subscribe. And as we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week. So on Wednesday, January 8th, we have got Ridge totally and officially dumped by Brooke, who told him she wished she'd never met him. That was one of my favorite speeches that Brooke ever made. Whether you are Team Brooke or Team Taylor, she told the truth about him and she dragged him, and everything she said was accurate. Ridge is in that stubborn, won't listen mode, and when Brooke read him the riot act, all accurate. He does get upset and run to Taylor to have his ego stroked. Brooke was right. She will not be his second choice and thinks that Taylor is his second choice, which if you're Team Taylor, it's pretty insulting. So good thing is Ridge needs that ego stroked. Taylor is right there ready to do it. And Taylor gets a kiss from Ridge on Wednesday and looks like that he is ready to jump in with both feet, and they are exploring their renewed passion. Brooke, of course, is upset about her encounter with Ridge and her, slapping and dumping him. So Brooke is over at work, but she's a bit distracted, since she raged at Ridge and did all that, gave Taylor the shove on the way out. Taylor looks like a toddler next to Brooke with the recast actress. So work is going to be a welcome distraction. Carter and Hope are thrilled when Brooke goes ahead and approves the Forrester fragrance, step one in Carter's luxury brand concept. He and Hope are feeling so good about this when Daphne's pitch is approved. Not even really a pitch. She just showed up, and expected to be chosen. And of course, Steffy is thrilled when Brooke greenlights her agent of sabotage to come on board. And of course, Daphne and Steffy's plan is for her to tempt Carter, lure him away from Hope, and ruin their relationship. Thursday, January 9th, Brooke shares her devastation with Hope. She's going to tell her that Ridge is doing what he always does, betrayal, stubbornness, running to Taylor. Brooke doubts whether she should stay on as CEO because Ridge said she's not family. Hope is going to give her mom a much-needed pep talk about how the Logans have been just as important as the Forresters in building this company. Whether you agree or disagree, that is what Hope and Carter think, and that's what she's going to tell her mom. And Hope presses her mom to stay on as CEO. Brooke's going to relent, keep the job, partly, I think, because of anger at how Ridge treated her. Brooke said she's done for good, so this also may be a clap back at him. Meanwhile, Ridge is wasting no time, continuing to move forward. He designs Taylor a gown, has it made for her, and she is touched to have a Ridge Forrester original inspired by their new love. And Taylor and Ridge ignite their passion. They have no reason to hold back since Brooke said she is done with him for good and told him he could have his second choice, and looks like he's going to take his second choice right to bed. Then on Friday, January 10th, more of Ridge and Taylor exploring their new relationship. And it looks like Brad Bell is going there with a full-on Tridge romance. Ridge doesn't care that Brooke insisted she was protecting his interest, and Eric Forrester doesn't care either. He insisted she should have walked out with them in solidarity instead of Brooke turning around and taking that CEO job. So things are getting tense. Battle lines are drawn. Ridge didn't seem bothered at all that she dumped him. If he wasn't such a waffle boy, he might have even dumped her. So watch for Daphne to start setting up her plan to help Steffy get Forrester Creations back to its rightful owners. Then heading into the week of January 13th through the 17th, we've got Brooke just really focusing on work. I think she has a lot to prove now because Ridge said she wasn't family and shouldn't be running it. So I think she's going to show him that she runs it better than he did. They always say living well is the best revenge. I think it's going to be something like that, while Taylor is focusing on her reunion with Ridge, and she's got no guilt about it. because she is in lockstep with the other Forresters and thinks that Brooke betrayed the family. Ridge is certainly enjoying having his ego stroked, and he and Eric are excited to sit on the sidelines and watch Steffy destroy Hope and Carter. You know, he did say, let the lawyers do it, but Steffy's like, takes too long. So she's taking charge. Good for her. I'm actually enjoying the whole Brooke versus Steffy power play thing. Hope, I feel like, is almost going to be collateral damage. I feel like this is more of a Steffy versus Brooke story, and I'm totally here for it. So Steffi's heading back to Forrester Creations to work, to watch over her Sabotage project firsthand and to help it out when she can. And, you know, when Carter and Hope said they were happy to have the Forresters working there and didn't want them to leave, I think really they were talking about Ridge and Eric, the Forresters that design, not the Forrester that fired Hope. So, but they really can't say anything. So she's going to be right there. And I think that's going to put a little damper on Hope and Carter's enthusiasm as she watches them. And she has the perfect excuse. You know, she's watching out for her assets. Daphne is going to lay a trail of seduction for Carter, much like that enticing perfume that he already sniffed and enjoyed. And they are hoping that Hope and Carter will never see this subterfuge and sabotage coming. Hope feels like she's got Carter on lock, you know, because she likes to get with men that are desperate to be with her, so she feels pursued. That's how she's behaved since she broke up with Liam, who was a waffler, and she always felt she only had half of him. So now she wants a guy who is a totally smitten kitten. That's how it went with Thomas, and that's how it's going also with Carter. So Hope is pretty confident in their relationship because she's got hand, right? And I don't think Hope would ever consider that there could be a threat to her relationship with Carter from another woman. So Steffi's pretty clever to hit at what I think is a blind spot. Meanwhile, over at the Spencer mansion, Luna's fixation on Will grows next week. She's going to work on a plan to make him her man and get Elektra out of the way. Now, I don't know if it's going to be this week or the following, but somebody soon finds out that Bill has used his influence to adopt a double murderer and has brought, you know, homicidal Luna into his home. The big question is who finds out. Poppy may go see her daughter, and her not being at the prison could trigger her just to come see Bill, not even think that he had anything to do with it. But, you know, my money's on Poppy, but we'll see how it goes. And Elektra feels like she can finally relax with Remy arrested, but she needs to stay on high alert because I don't think Remy is done. I think Christian Weissman may still be filming, and we're going to have Zende part of this sabotage plot too. I do wonder if Steffy is going to loop him in and tell him about Daphne or keep her cards closer to the vest.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.